Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Stitch the Movie. Now, Stitch the Movie is meant to be a 2003 direct-to-video comedy film that was meant to take place after the 2002 film and was also meant to kind of serve as a backdoor pilot to the Lilo and Stitch TV series. I remember as a kid seeing the Lilo and Stitch game on the kind of DVD, seeing these sort of other experiments, and I remember seeing the sort of ad for it. I remember going to Blockbuster to rent it at my school and then watching the film. And when looking at it now, it feels quick and more like a big promotional thing. Now, the premise of the movie is meant to be about Gantu, who, after basically being fired from his job from the Grand Councilwoman, now works for the new villain, Dr. Hamsterville. Now, Hamsterville, I would say, isn't really an interesting villain. He just comes off as this would-be conqueror. He comes off more like he wants the experiments that are going to be part of the theme of the film. I feel like you could have had Hamsterville as the leader of his own empire on his home planet. Have it that he plans to sort of use the experiments to take over the other galaxies. This would have been a lot more interesting. And of course, we do have Stitch kind of still feeling like an outcast. We kind of see him, wondering if he has other families. And after Gantu basically captures Jumba, and when Stitch and Lilo find the other experiments, it kind of leads them trying to do the right thing, but it comes off like they kind of make another mistake, and they try and fix that mistake to that mistake. So I think the movie feels more like it's the same message with Stitch. It kind of feels like Lilo does come off as a bit selfish a bit, and you kind of feel like they wanted to do something interesting with this, but it feels more like they try and come off with a big promotional thing, saying, hey, buy the movie. And eventually we did get the TV series. And the premise with the experiments remind me a lot of Transformers Armada, with the experiments treated similar to the mini-cons. You kind of got Gantu and 625 a bit like the Decepticons. You got Lilo and the others kind of being like the Autobots. And you kind of expect Gantu to still be a bit better with the Grand Councilwoman for firing him, even though he was just doing his job. And you kind of expected him to have used his gun to sort of shoot at the ship to sort of show he was still bitter. Again, when you're fired, you're not going to be in the best position to talk with someone. And again, I think what the movie tries to do is be interesting, but it feels like a bit like a cash grab. It doesn't really seem interesting. And I feel with the TV series, it does try to show off all these other experiments. And when you kind of got the experiment pod showing each of the different experiments, it's meant to give you a glimpse of what the movie is. And again, I feel with 64 minutes, there was a lot they could have done. And I felt with the movie should have just been a 5-parter special on the Disney Channel. This really could have been interesting. So, in my opinion, Stitch the movie got the chainsaw out, cut through the coconut cake and coffee, and left a stain that feels bland, nothing interesting, hardly any memorable villains, just a boring movie. So I think it deserves a thumbs down. Not the best, not the greatest, but I will try and cover the other 2 Stitch movies. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.